Manga Shake here with yet another Panther game. This time, though, this one's unique. This may be the highest damage game I've ever featured in the Tier 7 German Panther. I'm almost 100% positive on that. Now, it is a top tier game where I find myself here on the cliff map, which is actually more or less recently has become one of my favorite maps to play. It has at least some opportunities to be flexible, which is lacking in a lot of the World of Tanks maps. Most of the time it's go here or here, fight in a corridor, and that's it. The cliff map, at least you can roam around, and lights and mediums have a very distinct position they can actually make use of their mobility to get to, and instead of getting stuck in a brawl face first with heavily armored heavy tanks and tank destroyers with guns that miraculously do more damage the closer they get. Yeah, figure out that one. Of course, that's poking fun at the new line, which one of them is featured in this game. He shows up very late in the game. But you don't have to go face first into everybody when the map gives you an option to, well, flank around. As this M6 finds out that, well, Panther on the flank is not a good thing, and I get the chance to work the high DPM by just spamming shots that are barely aimed, but the M6 is a big enough target that I can just snap a shot off pretty quickly, and the reload's so fast that if I miss, it doesn't really matter, as that one went way, way high. But the follow-up shot connects, and now the only thing I have to be concerned with is not sitting too still for too long. As well as, I don't want to block the 5916. That's why I actually edged over closer to the rock to give him his original position. And then he moved over in front of me. So, try to be a good teammate, and the teammate still makes it difficult. The main goal is, I really do want to see that M6 get taken out. Because even though it's a tier 6 heavy, and most people don't associate it with danger per se, it is a very dangerous vehicle. I've had 4,000 damage games in that thing because the 90mm gun on it is very capable with a very quick reload, and it's got enough health and mobility itself to get around and to stay in the fight. Unlike the Super Hellcat here. Remember, run a fire extinguisher. He got set on fire because I kept shooting his fuel tanks and engine there, which are very easy to do. If you don't practice it, you should. All you have to do, it's a general rule of thumb, if you see a tank with its side to you, shoot just a little bit behind the turret, and you'll hit fuel tanks and engine, which both are critical. I'm actually trying to do the same thing with the LTG here. And some vehicles, of course, are more susceptible to fire than others. And with so many people running food anymore, you will a lot of times either outright knock somebody out of the game or reduce their health by a drastic amount because they will burn for a long time if they're only relying on the fire training skill. That skill does not help that much. Its actual usefulness is way overblown by people who want to run food. Which, your tank, your choice, but I would highly recommend against it. But already, at this point, we're less than 4 minutes in, I've already got a 2,000 damage game going. And this position that I've secured, along with, I did have the 5916's help for a little bit, this position is the most critical on this map. You can win if you've lost this area, but it becomes infinitely harder. Because look what I'm doing. I am now shooting people who are trying to reinforce the center. And this VK, he's like, wait, what? And again, you see where I'm shooting. That position I'm shooting is the fuel tank area. And there's me angling the Panther's armor. As you look, I'm angled at about a 30 or so degree angle with my front plate showing. He didn't have much hope of penning any of his shots, but I can easily punch through with this L100 gun, I can punch through anywhere on his tank. So now I just keep checking behind me, because if you look on the map, the only enemy over there right now is the SU-152, which would give me a very bad day if he decided to actually turn around and take out the most important target, which is me. Because now I'm in a position where if somebody fires, I can actually spot him over here. I just have to roll forward, like there with the Nashorn. It looks like he's almost aiming at me, so I roll back, but I'm not spotted. I just preemptively rolled back because if you think you could have been spotted, no reason to sit out in the open. Now there's going to be a tank destroyer or two up on that perch. I'm looking and seeing who's unspotted. You got a Burza unspotted. You've got the Gowicka, who's never been spotted. And the T-3485M. But of course he just got, or T-3485, he just got spotted below me. The Burza was up there. And now, even with it having good armor, it's still not good enough to stop the 7.5 L100 gun. But now I am very concerned with, one, if I get spotted, the SU-100Y might have a shot on me, and two, the Gowicka. Now I didn't realize how far, or how not far, the Tiger 131 that just got taken out, I didn't see his positioning when he died, because that would give away. If he was too far back, like say if he was all the way back at F2, that means that the Gowicka is down somewhere down below to have a line of fire. But if he had pushed up and around the AT-15A trying to get around him and then got killed, then the Gowicka could be up there on top of that ledge as well, next to the Burza. Spoiler alert, he's not. I don't know how he's not gotten spotted based on where he is. But I keep thinking to myself, well, is this time to get down there? Because my team's pushed up, and if the Gowicka was on top of that perch, he should have been spotted. So he might be at his base. He's not. He's right beside me, as you can see, coming in right there. But I use this tiny little outcropping of debris to shield the side of my tank. And you see, I'm auto-aimed on the back of the AT-15A. And then I was auto-aiming and just keeping an eye on the Gowicka. And now I'm just going to go in for the ram. And I can punch through the front of the Gowicka without premium. Because I didn't fire a single shot of premium in this basically 4,000 damage game. Because I had the 3,905 damage as well as almost 400 spotting. So combined was actually about 4,300, which was absolutely an ace. Gained some ribbons as well as a high caliber, because I was by far the highest damage dealer, over doubling, almost tripling the next closest person. And it gave some insane rating, 12,709 according to the Watt Record website. And hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.